Hello, my beautiful ignited souls. So I tried doing this video a few times and I feel that Mother Eve really wanted to show her face and really say, you may feel I'm asleep, but I still have one eye open. I suppose one eye is like with sorrow, and the other is really to make sure that she's still able to see us, see our movement, and show that she's still awake and very much so. But I feel her hair is really telling us exactly the state of affairs. You know, you can't really hide your emotions. And so I feel that this is perhaps this is how she wants to be recognized now. So thank you, Mother Eve. So I really calling on the 14 gods to have this. We're having like a conference meeting. Let's have a conference with the 14 gods. We want to know what's happening, you know. But it's a time for calling on the gods. Calling. In fact, the called God is the God. When we say we are calling on God, we call, we ignite the called God. Now, through the scriptures, we see that every time there is an event or something happens, you hear and God called or and someone called. So the called God is the God that we are meant to really call on right now. So all of those are attributes, or they take their resonance within us as functions of the gods. So this was cleverly written, let's put it this way, cleverly written, the King James Version of the Holy Bible. And when it is said that truth is hidden in plain sight, so every time we say, and God called, we are calling on the called God. And God saw, we are calling on the saw God. And God created, and so on. So each time we call out there, that function, we are calling on the gods. Now, it would be interesting over time, and I believe it will happen, that people will be able to see the correlation of these gods, the indirect names of other gods in other traditions and other practices and beliefs, etc. For instance, in Hinduism, there is also the belief of 14 gods. Of course, in Hinduism, have many, many more gods. Okay, but I'm talking about they have what is called a locus or locas, that means that there are seven heavens and seven hells. So basically, this is correlating very closely with the 14 gods here. Now, in case you're joining me for the first time on this channel, is what we do here. We explore the scriptures through numerology. Now, a lot of what is happening in our world today, through my videos that I have done, quite a lot of videos that reflects exactly what is going on right now. So I did videos, for instance, where and I have taken one down because of a numerical error, but it's showing that black and white. So we had the fight that in our time that we have known about black and white. Now each black equals 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. White equals 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. This is the year, these two twos now, as we can see, it's not so much about, well, it still is an issue, but what is happening is going to cause us not to concentrate so much on that aspect, or this one's black and this one's white and so on, because we are now faced with the hierarchical construct that affects both black and white in this sense. Now, one can argue one more than the other. That's another story. So I want to show in this video how these numbers, for instance, that we think things are just happening by chance. They are not just happening by chance. These things probably have been written. It has been written and exercised on many years ago. What a lot of us fail to recognize that everything that's happening, those things have been planned maybe for 400 years or 40 years. I think there's a lot of fall in those not regulations or policies, whatever it is that they write. So even when we think maybe this president is making all these the president is doing this and he's not doing that and so on. There is a high intelligence that has already orchestrated so many things that we are just pawns on the chessboard. It's already it's already prophesied, it's already stated, it's already done in that way, and people who are not awoken is really just playing by what is already written. Hence why even with Moses on Mount Sinai, for instance, when the children of Israel they were going through the journey and they were not really obeying him. Now we have to really take into account that the first set of commandments, it is said God actually gave this set of commands to Moses. However, with his anger and their disobedience, he broke it and rewrote it. So something was already written, but he broke it. We must pay attention to a lot of the sequence because there's cycles that's just repeating themselves. The cycles are just being repeated just as we have in here. In this, let's take this a little bit nearer. Okay. For instance, here, you can see that we have, don't know what I've done with, let's just move the camera a little. Yeah. So we have a cycle of 2764 here and 2764. This is written, it's in the Bible. And basically, having this here, I mean, I haven't gone to any university to do this or whatever, but I'm able to have depict, to really extract this and see it as it is without manipulating it in from the Bible. So this tells me that there is a pattern of events that happens in the segment of 4 right here. Whether it was 400 years or 40 years or 4 like Christ being on the fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. We see Moses, there's a 40-year journey or something, or fasting or praying for 40 or 40 years. The number 4 is very pinnacle here in what is happening, just like 2020. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 is foundational. 2 is planting. 2 seeds, you put 2 seeds in the ground. The number 2 is very symbolical in this sense. So 2 twos are 4, but 2, there is nothing can happen just with 1 on its own. We know 1 is the alchemist, it's the and so on, but the alchemist, after breaking something in 2, this is why Moses again broke that thing that was 1, so it becomes 2. Then with 2 you can begin to do and to manipulate. That's why Christ broke the bread and shed. He broke bread. He didn't cut. He didn't slice. He broke the bread. And the terminology used there as well tells us that there is something very significant, very phenomenal happening when you come across this. What is happening here now? There's something we are all broken to some extent, and now we are compelled to reconstruct ourselves. If we don't do that, we'll have other people doing it for us in whatever shape, form, or size, whatever that happens. So something we have broken our will in some way, the will of life. We have broken our will to do, to express, to have, to create. And that's why the gods are now, it's like they're saying, I'm here to be of service to you in whatever it is that you choose to do, good, bad, whatever it is. I feel their makeup, because all the gods have their polarities as well. So depending on which end we are leaning, that's that attribute of the god we are going to find. So with the 14 gods, I have done extensive videos on showing the correlation of what is happening here right now and the numerical values or constructs. So number 2 here, for instance, we see that the divided God. I have done this already. In fact, what I just want to before, because I've timed this, so let me cover the most important things. If you are joining me for the first time, you can explore Template to Numerology by Crime Queen or Introduction to Numerology, something to that effect. You can do that and you will be able to understand more about how this construct or this sacrifice template was devised, and how it has been so robust in everything that we have been doing here. This has given us a different or meaning to, not so much a different but a more in-depth meaning to the word sacrifice. So I was reading earlier on that the declaration, for instance, of that was written by 56 men in, that is for the independence, America independence. I'm going to rush this because I don't want this cutting off. So it was in July. July is the 7th month, and it was the 4th date, and it was 1776. Now, if I add this together, for instance, this is 11 and 3 sevens 21. So this is 21. This is 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now, this is what I really want us to pay attention to. It was written by 56 men, not 55, not 56. Don't you ever wonder why it's 56? People, I mean, whatever is happening, I want to know why. Is why 56 and not 50? Why 56 and not 57? I want to know. So adding this together gives us 11. And they were by men. Men. Okay. The numerical value for men is 455. This equals 14. Now this also draws my attention to the correlation of men and Eve, because I have done a lot of videos and I'm not sure that I did this before. It also comes like, I think, with Adam as well. Adam. I'm just 1414. Okay, so this is how it shows up with Adam. For instance, this is where we are saying, I'm concluding that we are all of Mother Eve right here. The two sets of, and if we were to add this, this comes to 10. Okay, 5 plus 5. Now, but I want to concentrate on hair and the other thing, so the correlation is what I really want to show here. So July is the seventh month of the year. That's one. We are talking about seven when we do the word seven, seven, which has Mother Eve in the middle. We have 1, 5, 4, 5, 5. And adding this together gives us 20. We are in the year 20. Okay, so we are seeing that when I say that things have been written, this was done in 1776. This was done on this particular date. It is not by chance those things are happening, but everything has a lifespan, or everything has its time, and time for change or time for something else to happen. And every time there is change, something major happens. And there are some of us who are resisting change, and some of us who we come here to be standing, to be the prosecutor, if you like. We all have different roles we are playing in this game we call life. So the other correlation that I want to draw here with this, bear in mind because I'm using different boards here. So we have 11 here, and this 11 is coinciding right now with the divided God that creates the major changes right now, with 3 that I have stated in other videos that correlates with the word corona. So the word corona, I didn't use virus, but if we want to say coronavirus, adding this together comes to 11. So doing the word number 3 as the word 3, it gives us 11. So I'm going to quickly do this so you can see. And virus. And it is put out there for the reason that we, in fact, I haven't been using the word much. I haven't been writing it much, but I just feel now that I ought to. So, and of course, giving us the opportunity to see which way we lean on this. So this is 3, 6, 9. I'm not going to do all of this. This comes to 30 and this comes to 8. Adding this together, I'll just double check this one, which is 4, 9, 9, 3, 1. So this is 22, 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So 8 plus 3 is 11. And if we were to do, of course, which we will, 11. This comes to 11. And why is it birthing? This is the master number. It's a master number. And when you write the word 11, Leven, which has Mother Eve in it, because Mother Eve, we must remember, is Mother Eve, like it is said, broke the law or God's law or however we want to look at it. But Mother Eve was the orchestrator of, saying, of stepping out of the norm. Stepping out. Oh, I see this apple. It's good. I know it is good. Because our whole existence is designed that way, that we should break that law to elevate in different stages, to say, okay, now I have learned that you, like a child, you dress me today, but after a while I'm saying, no, I break the law. I don't want to wear this today. I don't want to go to school today. You are breaking rules to understand the polarities, because the polarities is all part of the makeup of the Creator. We could not have discovered the fullness or of attributes of the Creator if we did not break that law, if you like. So 11 is 5 And the E here is indicative of Mother Eve as well, because this is L, and it's like saying L is a god, because L is 11 is like the L, which is a title for gods. And so it's like L, even. So it's like a set of gods. 11 is like a set of gods. Okay. And we have, so 11, let's just do the numerical value, 5, 3, 5, 4, double 5. So we have 10, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. So this is what we are talking about here. 27 is 9. 9 is birthing. Now, the two gods that seem to be very active right now in this state of affairs is the divided God and the soul God. So the soul God is the one responsible for the cutoff line here, which we see it's Mother Eve. This is where Mother Eve, in one of my, not just one, in my videos where I show Mother Eve has 8 lettings. When she says, let there be light, let there be the waters, let there be abundant creatures, let there be firmaments and so on, there were 7. Now this looks very much like a business to me. This is the business. I could see the images of Mother Eve, if you like, with the gods, and they putting in their bead. They are beading. It's like they are bidding for on our behalf, or to have their business. And this coincides very much with they are bidding. Each god is like wanting a portion of human or control. And this is where Mother Eve say, okay, everything that is happening and so on, after everything that has been created, now let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Now this is becoming very clear to me. Mother Eve is saying that each and every God has its attribute, or has his attribute in this makeup. Now, I hadn't even seen it clearly in this way as I'm explaining before, right now. It's like what I saw before is that, and that's what I saw is that the God went and he made man in his own image and likeness. But that was an account of the he God, and he made man in his own image and likeness. But why are we thinking that this wasn't what happened with all the other gods? And that's what happened with all the other gods. It's not because, for instance, that Paul would be, just for instance, Paul would be speaking about one of the disciples or one of the churches, that it meant that the same thing was happening for everybody else. I don't know if this is a very sound example, but we learn that sometimes when something is being spoken, we just think that that's the whole of the story. No, when Mother Eve says, let us make man in our image after our likeness, that meant that whatever was happening, and it's as if she has given out, the contract has been done, the contract, and it's been given. So whoever is like a subcontract, they have the contract, and they, okay, I'm going to make this man, like we would see, we are so many different nations, we are so many different, we are the same with two hands and two legs and head and so on, but there are variants among us. And this is why I continue to say as well that we have the 14 gods are part of all of who we are, hence why today we are very creative, tomorrow we are oh we are cutting away from that thing that we were doing because we are with the soul God. Or someone might be very moody. Oh, say, oh, I don't know. You were very warm yesterday, and today, I don't know. She's just in a huff and a puff. But basically, the gods are. We are playing out the different roles, the different attributes of the gods within us. So, what I want to also draw on here now, just to conclude on this one, on this video, for instance, here, is that we had 56 men. And so we could see the 11 here. 11 is always like a 9/11 happening right there because it does consist 9. Now we have as I said, the 7th month, the number 4 is very pinnacle. We are in the year 2020. 2 plus 2 is 4. And when we add this together, we know we have 5. Okay. We know we have 14 here. So the number 14 is very pinnacle as well because that is going direct on the direct vibration as Mother Eve. Now, what I want to also draw your attention to is that when we look at the word sacrifice, we have in the middle, we've got new. We learn like in the New Testament where it said, any man who is in Christ is a new creature. The word Christ equals 5. That, in fact, the word Christ equals 32, just as the date that we have just calculated, the 7th of July, 1776, is 32. So what we have been conditioned in a religious context, or we could say, it is being played out perfectly in the outer world, but we have not taken the time to see the correlation because it does not come under a spiritual or a religious umbrella, but it really is a religious umbrella. The rituals are happening right here in the same sector, we could say. The number 5 here and the number 6 here becomes the 56 men, which is in the middle where we have learned the 56 men wrote or signed the declaration. They signed. Now the word sign, in fact, I had SIGN, is also the word sing, SING, which means that when we sign, it holds the same kind of vibration as when you sing. It is like you signed it. You sign. That's why people say you sign you sign your name. You sign whenever you sign. It's like all of you. It's there. When you sing, you bring out everything as well. Okay, and to have the numerical value for this, because okay, let's do this. So I hadn't done this before. This is 10. This is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. Now 22, of course, we are in the year, we could say 22. We probably will be seeing something very, another lapse of something when we say in the 2022, perhaps not in this way, but something else would be happening again. That's what I feel. So, but 2 because 2020 is 2. So we see this here, 2 plus 2 is 4, which correlates with the 4th of July, July 4. Okay. I'm hoping you've seen the correlation here. The other thing that happens, as we say, we have added 5 plus 6. We know it gives us 11. And the word new, N-E-W, which we did the numerical values, so they were men. But N-E-W is actually, when we do the numerical value, this gives us 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. And 6 actually is the number of man. So we are saying there is a new creation happening here, or creation is happening in 6 days of the 6 days. 6 is the new man. So the new man, this is new man is happening because with W, this is what the vibration is, because W is like McDonald's. You could say McDonald's uses the W upside down, or you could use it as a free, or you could use it as E, or you could use it as the W itself, and it becomes the petal, the 8-petal flower. The number 8 is whole. This is when we get to this stage, this is the template. It is set until that next era comes to birth out something new. So, in line with this, we also see even the word set, S-E-T, 1, 5, 2, adding this together gives us 8. This is what happened again when Mother Eve, going back to Mother Eve, and how this formula is being repeated here. This formula that Mother Eve ate, A-T-E, ate of the apple. What was it? An apple. It didn't say an apple in the Bible, but that has permeated our senses with 5, with apple, A-P-P-L-E. It's apple because it equals, and it has 2 sevens in the middle, 3. So they tell us things, but it's up to us to understand. So this is 14, 15, 20, 23. And this is in direct correlation with Mother Eve, which is 5, because Eve is 5. And the word et, 1, 2, 5 equals 8. That's the template. And that really was what set a whole new paradigm for us. The whole shift that we have learned. So whatever is happening is going to take on another 8. It's going to come to 8. Now, what I also notice is that if we add this together, for instance, and this is also very crucial, and I want to make sure that I have time to cover this. So 6, this is 10, 17, 18, 19. What we have here is 19 is 10. If we add all this, the numerical value for the word sacrifice, I feel it comes to 10. Sorry, I had this done before. Let's do this. 5. Let's just do it quickly. But apart from this 10 that it comes to, it also falls in line with where Mother Eve says let. Her first word of let, L-E-T, comes to 5. Let, yes. Yes. So it is also, this is 2, this is 5, this is 3. This is 3. So this comes to 10. But 10, when we do the numerical value for 10, it gives us 12. Like in this form, it gives us 12. And that coincides with the direct match of Mother Eve's first spell when she says, let there be light. This is the first thing, let there be light. So we can see how, if I was to do the numerical value for the word 12, it gives us 4. And I'm just going to end on this because it's just to show how everything, it's a cycle. The cycle is happening right there. So TWELVE. And we know the word Mother Eve is there. So they have gone to the root of the source in this ritual or this spell. So it's 255345. Adding this together, 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I did say it would give us, so it's 20. So it gives us 2. I'm not sure I've got this right. 5, 10, 15, 22, 23, 24. Ah, okay. Let's just 5, 10, 15. This is 3, 22, 24. Yeah, so that gives us 24 is 6. TWELVE. 5, 10, 15, 19, 22, 24. Okay, so 24 is 6. It just does not feel right the way I did it, but I may. So it's 6. It shows us 6, but then that is creating a new man. So let there be light, and there was light. So that too makes sense, because 6, when Mother Eve says let there be light, and that equals 12. So 12 gives us 6. So that is one set of creation or man, and let there be light is another 6. So we have 2 sets, just as it is happening right now. The two, it's like the copy of 2 sets of creation. Those who are going to go one way and those who are going to go the other way, our left or right. And of course, that's including day of rest in accordance with the scriptures. It's all here. So we have the 2 twos right there. We could see you have a 6 here and a 6 here. And the cycle goes on again, because this is exactly what we have. 1 6 here and 1 6 here. The 7 would be completing both cycles. 20, this is the year. And 40 here, this is starting another cycle. This is where God says, and God bless them. And in that blessing, oh my, it's okay.